Hi there. So I hope this is working because this is my first live, so hopefully it all goes well. Hi everyone. Hey. Hey, actually, I don't remember your name, but I know we've chatted before. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Sylvia. And hi, oh, I don't know your name, Ellen Jerry. Don't know what could be your first name. And hi, Claire. Thank you for being here. So I thought for this, for live, I could perhaps try to create a poll so that you guys could vote on what I could knit on. And maybe I can set that up now so that you guys have time to vote whilst we're getting started. So I need to figure this out because I have no idea how to do this. I've seen people do this, but oh, there we go. So what should we knit on? We've got a few options here. We have the girl dress, and I'll talk about all of these as we go, you know. We've got a sock project. We've got the November vest for my grandma, and lastly we've got my latest cast on, which might be a bit difficult to knit on whilst we chat, but I mean we could try. So hi, escapism knitting. Hi, user BW98, you know. Let me know your names because that might be easier. Hi, Mind the Knit. Hi, Jackie. Ooh, what's your yarn for the Levitate trap? And hi, Blue Mail. Let me know what you guys are knitting on whilst we do this, and what you've been knitting on, if you've got any kind of ideas for what your next cast on is going to be. You know, we're always looking for inspiration. Hi, Anne from Norway. So happy to have you. Maybe I can start knitting on something whilst you guys pick, but most of you seem to pick the girl dress, I think, which is good because I think that's the one that's going to be the easiest for me to knit on whilst we chat. And that way I can show you my progress and everything. Ooh, yeah, Jackie, that's the yarn I used as well for my Levitate trap. It's a good combo, and that's the one recommended, so it makes sense. What are you, where are you at on the Levitate trap? Like, what part of the project are you on? Okay, maybe I should tell you more about the other projects just in case. So I can show you maybe the sock project is one that I've been wanting to cast on for a while, and I needed an easy project to have, like, how do I say that? Like, to knit on whilst I was on the bike, because I've been biking and knitting, like the knitting page if you follow her on Instagram. So let me move to this little camera, and I cast on the quilty cabin socks. So that's the option that we've got. Then some project. Working on the knitting, the Saskia Caribou sweater. Ooh, that's a good one. That must be tough. Like, color work, always a little bit, not tricky, but not as mindless. Thank you, Lily. Working on a mosaic sweater. The pattern is by Knitting for Olive. I love mosaic knitting. I tried to knit the what's it called? Alda sweater by the Crea Bear. I had to, I mean, I still haven't frogged it, but I do have to frog it because it's a bit too small for my size, but it was a lovely process to knit on. So what's the pattern called, the elementary? Knitting on a new project. The Frederick sweater by Colibri by Johanna. That's, like, I love her patterns. She's always so, like, makes so much intricate patterns. They're very lovely. Jackie, you're already on the body and you started 5 days ago. That's crazy. That's insane. But it is a pretty quick knit because it's knit on pretty big needles. Knitting on the Dagmar sweater, Sleeve Island. Oh, hi Nadia. Oh, it's not, you've renamed your username, because I know you've been commenting a lot, but yeah. Oh, so many comments. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, I think we're on for the girl dress. So I'm gonna wait like a few more seconds, but then I'll talk about the girl dress. The Marble Meadow cardigan. Oh, that is a good pattern. That's absolutely lovely. I've never tried a yak blend yarn. Like, can you tell me how it is? I love this because we can really chat whilst we're doing this. This is great. Hi Kiki from the Netherlands. Oh, what's the Morel sweater? I don't know it out of the top of my head. Fiber Tails. But Fiber Tails has so many good patterns. Ooh, that's gorgeous. That is such a good pattern for spring and summer, I feel like. What color are you knitting it in? Because I feel like in delicate colors it could be really pretty, but also like a dark moody color. Gorgeous. Martha, you're working on your excavation blanket. Yeah, that's a tough project. Like, must be a long one. How do I say that? One that you've had on your needles for a long time. Hi Sarah. You're about to finish the yoke on your puff tee by Knitting for Olive. That's exciting. I always love finishing a yoke because then it's just like, I feel like the yoke is 40% of the project. So once you're past that, it goes by so much quicker. But then the yoke is so intricate and detailed that it keeps you going, you know? Okay, I'm not knitting. This is going to be tricky. Let me share a little bit more about the girl dress and then I'll go back to answering the comments. But I finished the first bodice panel of the girl dress, which, if you don't know this pattern, it's by Vert Knit. I'm knitting it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Olive. And it's a wrap dress that I'm gonna knit as long as I can, like hitting my ankles, for a wedding I'm attending in September. So I'm working on the second bodice panel right now. So that's what I'm gonna be working on, apparently, going by the votes. So I'll end the poll now. Thank you so much for voting. I will have to think a little bit about what I'm doing because I do have some increases to make, but you know. Where was I? Justine, hello from Stockholm. That's so exciting. Like, what's the weather like where you guys are? Because here there's a little bit of a storm. I think tomorrow we're gonna get some snow. which I always love a bit of snow, but yeah, what, like, is it really cold? I'm guessing most of you are from Europe, because I don't think the time was right for American people or Australian people. Oh, there's someone from Toronto. Hi, Ives, maybe? Ives making? But I was up to Wednesday. Hi Wednesday, that's more helpful than the username by YouTube that it gives you. The Rosy Sweater by Lynette. Ooh, Katerina, that's lovely. Which color combo are you going for? I'm gonna be knitting that sweater sometime this year, but for my sister. But I'm wearing the Harriet sweater by the same designer, by Lynette, which I knitted in December, and like from November till January. So this was a great knit. I'm excited to knit the Rosy sweater as well. Martha, you're from Germany. That's great. I think there are quite a few people from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's not mosaic knitting. Oh, that's the name of the pattern. I'm sorry, I don't know it. I'll look it up afterwards. My North Knit Corner, you're knitting on the Frog sweater. Probably butchered that. Sorry. And you're knitting it for your son. That's so lovely. I feel like that's always, I mean, even if the person, maybe I don't know how old your son is, but if he's quite young, I hope you can see what I'm doing. And this is my first time, guys. Yeah, I hope he's gonna enjoy it. And I have never tried Rama yarns, but I've heard it's a great yarn brand, so I'm guessing the VAMS is pretty good for color work as well, so I would really love to try one of their yarns sometimes. That's one thing that I've been thinking about doing, is really trying out new yarns this year once I've kind of gone through my stash, so we'll see. If you're working on a scarf number 5, ooh, in Cardiff cashmere, that's lovely. Yeah, the petal drop socks are a really good project as well. I've had them on my to knit list for ages. I have the yarn in my stash, but I just haven't started yet. Silly, you're from Brazil. Wow, that's exciting. And you're working on the camisole number 8. I mean, I'm guessing that's a good project for the kind of weather you're having. Hello from France, hello from Prague. You're working on the storm sweater, Martina. That's one of my favorite projects, like that I've made. That's such a good pattern. Which color are you knitting it in, and are you using Pigant maybe, because that's the recommended yarn? Sophie, you're working on the Sandra V-neck sweater. Oh, that's a good project. Oh, I'm very far behind on chat, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to make another Sandro pullover by Flaminia. That's such a good pattern. I love it. Bleu Merle, you're working on the Conacastle by Claudia Quintela. Caroline, that's amazing. That's a lovely pattern as well. I've seen quite a few of her designs, but I've never tried any yet. From Toronto, yeah, that's amazing. I hope it's like a good time for you to catch this stream, because it must be like midday where you are, I think. Sylvia, yeah, it's pretty fluffy. It's quite lightweight. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it must be a good yarn. Sarah, you're working on the pole sweater. Is that the one by Moroccan Knit? I think it might be. I mean, I know she has a pole cardigan. I think she has a pole sweater as well. Sandra, you're working on your air cardigan test knit. Ooh, you're almost done. That's so exciting. Jackie, you're a fast knitter. Oh, that's like, if I have kids one day, I hope I can knit whilst, you know, they're being kids, like by themselves playing, because, yeah, that must be nice. Hi, Aude from Lille. Hi from California. Oh, why is the cherry sweater more tricky than you thought? Like, I don't know. I want to know. Southern California, it's about 75 degrees. Okay, I'm guessing that's Fahrenheit, and I don't know what that means in Celsius, so I'm gonna check that up. Oh yeah, that's pretty mild weather. Like that's good weather. I've been wishing for the sun to come back, and yeah, just for the sun to come back. It's been pretty gloomy. I'm excited for the summer. Hi, Stephen, to meet with you. Yes, I'm loving it as well. I'm loving chatting with you. It's like obviously much more interactive than with just comments, so that's really nice. Environment is cold as always. I'm only an hour from Montreal. I don't know how we say that in English. It is only 11 a.m., but this weekend it will be raining. Yeah, I guess that's the kind of weather we're having in February. I was gonna say January, but no, we're in February now. From Lille too. Ooh, exciting. Lots of Lille people. Lille people? In the US Washington DC area. 8 degrees, -8 degrees. Wow, lots of snow. Yeah, I think it's about, oh, I don't know actually, but I think it's about -5 where I am, which is still pretty cold. From Quebec, Canada. Okay, lots of people from Canada. That's exciting. You're using light gray for the main color and aubergine purple for contrast. Ooh, that's gonna be gorgeous. Yeah. I'm thinking for the rosy for my sister. I'm thinking, I mean, basically like a beige main color, like white beige, and then contrast color might be a bright red. I think that's what she wants. My Hyatt's beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm really happy with it. I love the fit of it. I love the yarn that I chose. This is so soft. Like, I have another project in knitting for Live Merino and Soft Silk Mohair, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I told you in the podcast, but I may not have. But I've never blocked that project, so I've never seen how soft it blooms, how soft it blooms, how soft it blocks, how it blocks, and it's amazing. Like it's beyond soft. I love the colors, love everything. I do wish the sleeves were a little bit longer because you can see when I'm knitting here, they're kind of pulled down. So I do wish they were a tiny bit longer, but it's fine. It's fine. Jackie, you're from Germany and you had snow as well. Yeah, I feel like there's more snow this year than we had last year in Europe. I could be wrong, but yeah, -25 degrees in northern Sweden. Wow. Like, I wouldn't know how to dress, but I guess we have our knitting, so you probably knit pretty chunky knits. Oh, I have to make a lot of increases for this round, so I have to be a little bit focused here. Sorry, I know I need to chat. Your son is 19 and he loves knitted sweaters. That's so nice. I love that you're making him sweaters when he's 19 and that he loves them. Like, do you choose the patterns with him or do you choose on your own and it's like a kind of a surprise? And does he pick the yarn and stuff? I don't know. I'm really curious about this. Knitting Kelsey, it's 3, I guess. Oh, it's been -25 also in Michigan, USA. Wow. That's kind of wild. I've never been somewhere where it's so cold, like, for a long period of time. Oh, I've been to New York once for like 3 days, and it was like a trip that I went to with my dad and my sister, and that was like one of the coldest weekend that they had in like 25 years or something. So I don't remember exactly how cold it was, but it was absolutely freezing. We were walking in Central Park, my sister and I, and basically there was no one outside, and we had like our scarves, and it was so cold that the water from our breath became ice. Yeah, anyway, it was a bit wild. South of Norway, -8 and snowy, knitting inside by the fire. That's the best. That's the best. Am I feeling a little bit better? I'm still feeling pretty rough. I've still got pretty big pain in my eye. Right now it's okay because I've taken a long break from the screen after my job and before the stream. But I think after the stream, like, it might not last very, very long. I'm thinking maybe till 9:30 for me. So in like an hour and 10 minutes. And then I'll need to take another break. But yeah, thank you for asking. Hopefully tomorrow I've got a doctor's appointment, so I'm hoping we'll find a solution for this. You're knitting the Winter's Pullover by Ozella. That's a lovely pattern. I've been wanting to make one of Ozella's like quite chunky patterns. And I mean, I don't want to spoil you, but I have finished my Lakes V-neck pullover and I've been loving it so much. You're on a big lace cake and about to start the heel. I think that was the petal drop socks you were talking about. Yeah, lace is quite addictive as well, so I definitely understand. Does being a lefty make knitting more challenging? Not for me, because even though I'm a lefty, I knit like a right-handed person. I think it can be challenging because, for example, for some charts you have to reverse them. But I don't do anything different from right-handed people. I'm ambidextrous. Don't know how to say that in English. But I can do things with both hands mostly. Not really writing, but yeah. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, let me know. You're working on The Sims 4 at the moment. Yeah, I think that's always such a good time. I've been wanting to make houses in The Sims 4. I don't play a lot. Like, how do you say that? Did I make my increase? Yes, okay, sorry. Yeah, I mostly build in The Sims. I don't really live play, but what do you prefer? 2 p.m. work from home. Yeah, that's always nice that you can like watch a stream or watch a video whilst you're working. I like that as well sometimes. Sometimes I can't focus on my work if I do that, but sometimes it's nice to have something in the background. You're from South Australia and you're knitting the croissant sweater. Oh, that's a lovely pattern. Which color are you knitting it in? Because I feel like that sweater must look good in every color, even dark colors. I know some people don't like knitting cables on dark colors, but I love it personally. Yes, it is. I don't remember what I asked. Let me check. Oh yeah, about the weather, I think. In Montreal, it's -2 degrees. Actually, I would expect it to be colder than that. Same here, it's cold in Vermont. Let me make my increase before I forget. My son and I are watching you and he says you look pretty kind. That's really lovely, thank you. I hope I am. The construction of the Morale Cherry sweater is totally different from what I'm used to. Cast on 4 stitches for both shoulders and knit them at the same time. Wow. I don't understand even what that means, to be honest. So yeah, I understand why you would be confused. Yeah, sorry. About the project I'm knitting. So I'm knitting the girl dress, as I said, by Vert Knit. This is a wrap dress. Once you've knitted like both front panels. So I have the first bodice panel here, which will go something like this. And I'm knitting the second one, and basically they're gonna wrap in front of each other, like one in front of the other. And then the pattern wants you to then join them at the waist, and then you kind of knit I think an A-line skirt. But I'm actually going to knit 4 of these bodice panels because I want the same thing at the back to be able to have a little bit more coverage. And so yeah, I'm knitting it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Olive, which I love this yarn. I know some people really don't like the feeling of this yarn. It's a little bit rough when you work with it for the first time, but once you block it, it's quite nice, and it feels really nice against the skin in summer, at least where I am. Oops, sorry, can't see. For the New York weekend, it was -20 degrees. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking -20, -25, something like that. Sandra, you're from Norway, and it's -10 degrees, which is really cold for me. But I think it's about what we get here now. I'm not really used to it because if you don't know, I lived in Paris before, and so yeah, it was the weather was a little bit warmer there than in French Alps. Does anyone else look at their patterns store-bought sweater and wish to frog them to make something new? My spouse finally wanted to get rid of the sweater. I'm so looking forward to frogging it. Actually, it's kind of funny because I look at my partner's store-bought sweater and then I steal them from him from time to time, and then I want to make them into sweaters, like to recreate the pattern. Like I tried on one of his sweater that's like a navy sweater in lamb's wool, and it was so comfy, the perfect amount of positive ease, and I'm like, should I make that for myself? But I mean, you know, have to figure out how to make a pattern, and that's a little bit tricky. But yeah, I don't really think about frogging to get the yarn back from a store-bought sweater, but I mean, if you don't wear it, that's definitely something that you should do, for sure. I choose the patterns mostly nice and heavy, whatever I want, and it makes it easy for me. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to knit on a pattern that I don't want to be knitting on for someone else. Like, for my sister, I mentioned I was going to be doing the rosy sweater, and I made a list of like all of the patterns that I was okay knitting on for her. Like, I didn't want her to choose something that just like a pattern that wasn't interesting to me, you know what I mean? So yeah, what are you guys' process for choosing a patterns to knit for yourself or for someone else? Do you usually use Ravelry? Do you use Instagram? Is it a knitting podcast maybe? Like, what would you say is your like preferred way of finding patterns to knit for yourself? Because yeah, I feel like there are so many different ways, and like so many patterns that are out there that come out every single month. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to like focus and figure out what you want to be knitting on. So remember to drink, people. It's important. I think, what else could I say about this pattern? When did I cast it on? I cast this on late January, on the 24th, and I'm really like kind of taking slow knitting on it whenever I want, whenever I've got a little bit of time. It's quite mindless for now that I've figured out you know, what I had to do, because I had to make a few adjustments because my row gauge was off. And so once I had that figured out, which definitely took me a while because I'm not great with numbers, it's been pretty mindless. So that's really, really amazing. Julia, you see patterns you like on Instagram and you save them, but then you have so many saved on your phone. Yeah, that's the tricky thing. Because then, like, because especially when you love a pattern and then you see someone else did that same pattern but in a yarn that you also really like the color, maybe not the yarn itself but the color, and then it's like, okay, but then what even yarn am I going to use, or what color? Like, because knitting a project takes so long that you have to really kind of think about the color that you want that sweater to be in, or the yarn that you want that sweater to be in and stuff. That's tricky. And yeah, I feel like if you save patterns on your phones like that on Instagram, you kind of have to go through them quite often to then be like, oh, actually this one I don't really care about anymore. So yeah. Sylvia, you're choosing them based on the yarn you already have. That's good. Or if you're looking for something new, you search based on the construction. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever really thought about it as like, I want to learn a new technique, or I want to try this type of construction, or I like this type of construction, and so that's what I want to be knitting on. But yeah, I find the Ravel research is pretty good, honestly. Like, if you know how to use it, it can really help you find some patterns, so that's great. Kelsey, you're mostly find patterns browsing on Ravelry, but you're also influenced by knitting YouTube. Yeah, see, that's the thing. At one point, I kind of stopped watching YouTubers, like knitting podcasts, because I was watching a series and I was really enthralled by the series, so I didn't have time to also watch knitting podcasts. And then when I got back to it, I was so inspired by so many people, so many of their projects, but then it's almost like too much. Like, I don't have that much time to be knitting that many sweaters. So yeah, that's why I make a list and then I come back to it from time to time. I'm like, do I still want to knit this? Maybe not. When should I prioritize this kind of stuff? Depending also on the yarn that I have, especially at the moment with my yarn stash, I can do that. So yeah. You're mostly inspired by podcasts and Instagram, and your knitting wish list is too long. Yeah, I feel like that's a problem that all knitters have. So then, how do you choose the patterns that you end up knitting on? Let me know if you want the camera of the knitting to be bigger and my face to be smaller, because I can do that as well, by the way. Sylvia, you're influenced by my projects. That's really nice, thank you. Never wanted to make the Elizabeth blouse, but yours looks so good, so I'm influenced. Yeah, I really love this pattern. I really love this project. I think it's a pretty good pattern as well. Like, I mean, it's pretty quick knit. It's knit on small needles, but if you need a stockinette project, like, that's the one you're going to be knitting on. It's just so mindless once you're past the yoke. So yeah, let me know if you end up making it, because I would love to know. My mother-in-law really wanted a mohair sweater, and then I gave her my Copenhagen cardigan that I thought didn't look good on me. She's over the moon with it, and honestly, it looks better on her. That's really nice that you, like, if you didn't end up loving the project, I think it's nice that you can pass it on pretty easily to someone else. I did that too with my Moonset tee by Ozera, which, I mean, I talked about that on the channel ages ago, because I think I knitted on it over a year ago, and it ended up being too small for me, unfortunately, so I gifted it to a friend. I mean, I could have frogged it and got the yarn back, but it was also a little bit itchy, the yarn, so it's best with someone else. And I feel like I need to do that with some of my projects that I don't wear a lot, to be completely honest. So we'll see. Might do that one day. This one's a little bit, I don't know. Any plans to make the Jessie made harvest flower sweater? I've never heard of that pattern. Let me look it up. Maybe I need to figure out a way to share my screen so that you guys can see what I'm typing and like checking. Harvest flower sweater. Ooh, wow, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I didn't know that was the name, but I've seen it. That's really pretty. I don't have any plans for it at the moment, but I mean, I could definitely see myself doing it. I've never done a circular yoke sweater, so I'm not sure how I would like the fit of it. So I don't know that that's necessarily the circular yoke sweater that I would go for first, but I love the color work at least. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like you could make so many different color combinations for that. Once I choose the yarn I want to work with, I search through my Ravelry favorites. That's interesting. So do you buy the yarn first and then based on maybe your gauge or something, you choose a pattern? I've heard people do that, but I like to buy yarn with a project in mind, personally. Although now I tend to buy yarn that could work for several projects that I want to work on, so that if I change my mind, I can still use the yarn for something, you know. I mainly get inspired on Instagram and knitting podcast. The search on Ravelry on the projects to get options on different kind of yarns. Oh, then you search on Ravelry, sorry. Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to do it sometimes, because also if you see on Ravelry on the project page people using different yarns for that same project, you can really get a vibe for how the yarn kind of makes the project depending on what you want. So that's really nice. I made the Esther sweater by Petit Knit, or Esther jacket, sorry. I liked the process, but not the end result, so I ended up giving it to my aunt and she loves it. Yeah, but you know, sometimes it's all about the process rather than the finished project, so I understand. And yeah, as I said, I think like if you gift it to someone who will really appreciate it, then it's just like you enjoyed the process, but then someone else is gonna enjoy the finished object, so that's really good. Bonsoir Mathilde, what do you like about your new home region and what do you miss about living in Paris? Bonsoir. Okay, what I love about here, I mean, I've always wanted to live in the countryside. I don't love a busy city. That's just not me. Although I do love going to a cafe and like being able to go to bookshops and stuff, but when I lived in Paris, I didn't really do that because it was just a bit of a hassle to get into Paris, and then yeah, I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest, most of the time. So I love the countryside. I love that I've got so much nature around me. I love peace. It's so peaceful out here. I love the snow. We didn't get snow in Paris really, like maybe once every 2-3 years if we were lucky for a day, but that was about it. So yeah, mostly that. And what do I miss about Paris? I miss my family. Most of my family lives near Paris, and I miss also, I think Paris is a really gorgeous city. It's got really beautiful architecture, lots of good coffee shops, bookshops. I love the museums. Unfortunately now for my age, it's not free to go into the museums, but the museums are really, really lovely. Like the Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, like they are really awesome places. So I think that's like one aspect that I miss, but I don't miss it enough to go back to live there if I can. like if I can avoid it, that would be nice. Do you plan to make a video while sorting through your knits so that you don't wear, and talk about why you don't wear them and what are you going to do with them? That would be an interesting video. That would be an interesting video. I was planning on making I think I'm gonna tweak it a bit, but I was planning on making a video for a month where I was trying to see which knit I was actually wearing and which I wasn't. So basically like I styled myself every day for a month to see exactly which knits I was wearing and which I wasn't. And so then I could decide what to frog or what to gift away or stuff. I think a month-long video of that is going to be too long for me to film and too long of video to watch. So I was going to split that into seasons and do one video per season. So for a week, I'm going to style myself big. What is this called? This, I don't know. Because I'm not really good at styling what I wear, but yeah, I was gonna do that, and I think it would actually be really interesting to decide what to gift or what to frog and make a video about it. So I will keep that in mind. I was also thinking of making a video of my top 10 or 5 knits, and then my least 5 favorite 5 or 10 knits. Did that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. And in that second video, like the ones basically that I wear the least, I could talk about why I don't wear them, which I feel like is always so tricky to share in podcasts, for example, because in podcasts I talk about finished objects basically as they've just finished, but then they only get talked about in the Everything I Knit video, and then not really unless I make a specific video about like my top knits or my least favorite knits. So I think that would definitely be an interesting topic. Let me know what like type of video you would most like to watch, for sure. I have some designer I just love to knit from. I love In Her Skein and Vert Knit, and then I love to get inspired by podcasts and Instagram. I knit slower, then I fall in love with new designs though. Yeah, I think everyone does. Yeah, I love In Her Skein's designs. They're so intricate and detailed. I haven't knitted anything from her. I think I love her socks, but they're not something that I would wear. And I think similarly, the tops that she makes, they're really cute, but they're not really my style. I wouldn't wear them, but I really love the look of them. And Vert Knit, I've been really wanting to make some patterns by her, like when I'm doing the girl dress. I'm really excited for this pattern. I would also really love to make the matcha jumper, and what's it called? She's got a sleepover. I think it's called the mochi, I think. I really like the look of that as well. So I think I might need the matcha jumper someday. It's on my to-knit list. We'll see when I prioritize it. As always, that's like always tricky. Hello, I knew that you're doing a live chat. Thank you for coming. You're a ninja from Arkansas. I feel like I've seen your podcast before, so yeah. Love seeing what everyone is working on, planning to do. Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing what you're working on or what you're planning to work on. Maybe we can talk about the yarn afterwards. Bar Frenchy. What does that mean? I don't understand, but that's okay. You buy yarn with a project in mind, but often change your mind by the time you get around to it, especially stash busting. Yeah. So once I pick, we gauge that somewhere, feeling favorite, and go from there. That's interesting to gauge what's your favorite, but then if it doesn't work out, you've got others to pick from. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. You just looked up the dress I'm making on Ravelry. It's so pretty. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have prepared like something to show you my screen, but I'll do that next time for the next live stream. I wish I felt confident to wear deep necklines like that. I'm hoping it won't be too deep, but I think that's the beauty of knitting, is that, and I think I missed an increase. I think she's saying in the pattern how you can like tweak the knit if you want more coverage, so which I think is great. And so yeah, I'm hoping it won't be too deep of a neckline, especially for a wedding. I feel like I need to be kind of proper. You're working on a storm sweater after falling in love with my finished storm sweater on this channel. I love my storm sweater. It's one of my favorites. Oh, my yarn is dangling. So I love that you're making it and loving it as well. Which color are you knitting it on? Knitting it with, sorry. And you just joining around, like, that's always, like, I love it. Once you've, like, joining around, it's always so exciting, I find. And especially because then it gets to, when you try it on, it feels much more like not a finished object, but you can get a real feel of what it's gonna end up looking like, which I love. Sarah, you'd love the matching sweat jumper. I think I would, yeah. Such a fun knit and beautiful construction. It's one of my favorite knits from last year. Okay, it's on my to knit list. Might get around to it later this year. We'll see. I don't have yarn for it in stash. What yarn combination did you use? Because I think it's fingering and mohair, right? That she used at least. And what color? Because I know some people have knitted it in green, like the matcha green, and that's gorgeous. I feel like my voice is going. I'm talking too much. Sorry. So, I've been thinking actually about knitting a sweater in this dark green color. I mean, that was the wrong side, but of like an olive green. I think that would look pretty good with my hair. So, like, I think a matcha jumper in an olive green would be gorgeous. Yeah. Talking about your top 10 and least favorite terms. A wonderful idea, thank you. You're right, that effort I rarely talk about after a few words. Yeah, exactly. Like, sometimes that's like something that I try to do. I don't always manage to, but in my project vlogs, I try to wear the finished object a bit more before I actually make the outro, so that I can tell you a little bit more about the wear. Obviously, it's only gonna be like maybe 2 weeks after I finish the object, so it's not that much wear. But yeah, I think it might be nice, like at least once a year, to go back to some of the projects and really talk about the yarn. That's also why I made that tier ranking yarn video a couple of months ago, because that way I could talk about yarn once I had actually won it a few times, like once I won the project a few times, which I find is more helpful for people, but you don't get that end result, or like, you know, that type of thing, that type of ID right away when you finish projects. Really looking forward to Kokoamo Knitwear's Zosia cardigan release. That looks so beautiful. I think I've seen it today actually. Zosia cardigan. That's not the one. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I've seen that, and that's absolutely really gorgeous. Let me try and see if I can share my screen a little. Maybe like this. Oh, I mean, I don't know that. Yeah, okay, I'll try this off screen, and we'll do that later, because I don't know what you just so yeah, I seen her, oh, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a brioche pattern with a kind of a v-neck kind of thing with buttons. That's absolutely gorgeous. If I was ready to knit brioche again for myself, or I don't know if it's brioche or half fisherman's rib or something like that, but if I was ready to knit something like that, I definitely would. But right now I need to not do that because I'm already knitting my brioche vests for my grandma, and yeah, that hurts my arm too much, so I don't want to do that again. Am I making a mistake here? No. Hello from the Bay Area in California. You're knitting the Ultra Easy Baby Mittens. I need a simple project because I'm recovering from brain surgery and can't handle complex projects. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Andy. Yeah, and I feel like mindless projects are so good when you're not feeling great, because it's just, yeah, like sometimes you just need those kind of projects. That's what I needed for my, that's what I did for my, when I wasn't feeling really great in January. I knitted on my legs v-neck cardigan, which cardigan pullover, which was a great mindless project for me to have, and honestly it helped so much. So I hope that project helps you a little bit and that you can get some rest. You just reached your goal for tonight on the Frederick sweater, so you're switching to the Siri cardigan by Lenit. Oh, and it's your first ever cardigan. I think the Siri is the one with cables, right? I think that one is really cute. Let me check. I mean, you're still not going to be able to see. Next time, guys, next time. One thing at a time. It's my first live. I'm trying to... Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Ooh. And I feel like a cable project for a first cardigan, that's a bit... what's the word? Brave? So I hope you're enjoying the process. You made your matcha in a rusty brown. Rooibos? I never know how to say that version. And you use an alpaca silk yarn from Stash and Jeffrey mohair. Might want a green one too. Yeah, I feel like everyone needs, like, sometimes you just need a second project. Like, that's a good question actually. Do you guys have a project that you've knitted twice? And I'm not talking about like a small project. I'm talking about like a cardigan or a sweater or even a summer top. I feel like that kind of fits, because I feel like that's such a good testament to the pattern and the fit if you made it twice. Top 3 favorite knitwear designer. Ooh, that's tricky. Okay, I love Handmade by Florence patterns. I think they're really well written, really easy to follow. I think she hasn't made that many, but they're a good variety of types of designs. Like, she's made like garments, sweaters, yeah, so I really like her designs. I think I'm gonna have to go with Zella as well, because I haven't made that much pattern by her. I've made 2, 3, maybe 2. The Windset tee and the legs v-neck, but they fit so well. The patterns are really clear. I love the formatting. I've never seen any typos or issues with like numbers and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's always really clear. And I'm so in love with my legs v-neck, which I'll talk more about in my podcast and in the project blog that hopefully will be coming out one day. Yeah, so right now that's where my mind is going, because that's a newly finished object, so that always kind of is how it is with a finished object. But yeah, I really, really, really love Rosetta's patterns as well, and I feel like they're really good basic designs, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean basic in a negative way, but I really yeah, really enjoy her designs. And the third one, I mean, I love Petite Knit, but I don't think I would say she's my favorite designer. I love that she's there because her designs are so good when mindless projects. I always trust what she, like the numbers and stuff. I don't have to overthink it. So I would be sad if I couldn't knit from her. But I think for the third one, I'm actually gonna go with Lynette. I've knitted the porcelain sweater and I've knitted the Hyatt sweater, which is what I'm wearing if you joined recently. And I think they're a little bit, they're not like the easiest to understand, I would say. If you're a beginner knitter, they're maybe a little bit tricky. But I've been loving the fit of my sweaters. I've been loving the look of them, and I would really like to knit more patterns by her. So maybe Lynette. That's tricky. Let me know what you guys' favorite designs are, because I feel like there are so many out there and so many that I want to try. And so maybe if you guys give me your favorite designers, I could take another look at their patterns and see. There are so many designers out there and so many amazing designers and amazing designs that it's tricky to choose. I did the Sonia sweater twice. It's a nice basic and I love the yarn to Yale Holtz. I pronounce that right. Yeah, I've been seeing the Sonia sweater and it's on my to knit list. Maybe one day I'll get around to it, but it does feel like a really good basic. Is it the Yale Holtz? I don't think it's a Yale Holtz triple for the Sonia that's recommended. But is it as rustic? Because the Yale Holtz triple that I'm using for my Dagmar is pretty rustic, so yeah. I've knitted 3 Petite Knit Anchors blouse because they're great for corporate dress code and I can wear them all year round. And I'm planning on making a second mixed with cami. Yeah. I feel like what are the Anchors blouse like? I feel like I'm confusing them with the Sunday sweater. Oh yeah, okay. It's a bit of a similar pattern because it's the yoke sweater, right? Circular yoke sweater, I mean. That's really cute. And yeah, I guess it's a pretty good sweater blouse to wear in the corporate world, so that's good. And the second mixed with cami. Yeah, I love my mixed with cami. I would love to make another one. It takes a bit of time though, so I'm like, I don't know when I'll make it. I don't think this summer because I want to make so many other summer tops, but the mixed with cami is really gorgeous. It's a gorgeous fit, so I would definitely make it again for sure. The Dingley Dell by Isabel Kremer 3 times. I don't know that pattern. The Dingley Dell. Ooh, I should have written something else because I stumbled upon something there. Oh, that's a cute pattern. I love the V-neck ribbing. Is that a satin sleeve it looks like? Oh no, configures. That must fit really, really well actually. Oh, and I love that you use so many different types of yarn and made it long sleeve or short sleeve because that makes it so much more versatile. Did you always make it with stripes or did you have one version without the stripes though? You tested the Ebati for Sarah Norton last summer and then you made another one. Wow. Yeah, that's a really cute pattern as well. Do you have strong opinions on DPNs versus small circulars versus magic loop for small circumference knitting? I'm trying them all out and was surprised at how much I dislike the ever popular magic loop. Okay, I've never tried DPNs because I'm a little bit scared, to be honest. And also, I think I only have one set of DPNs in like 3.5mm needles, and they're metal ones, and I feel like they're too slippery. Like I would lose my stitches all the time. So I can't say whether I like DPN or not because I've never tried. But on the small circumference versus magic loop, I much prefer small circulars. But I understand why people like magic loop, because small circular needles sometimes, at least to me, they're a little bit painful on my arm. It depends on the cable length and on the needle tip, because what I do to kind of avoid having too much wrist pain or arm pain, because my arm kind of goes up to my neck, is that I can show you actually, maybe that will be easier. And I've been wanting to share that in a video, in a podcast, because some people have asked me before. So I have the Thiago shorties, twist shorties set, I think it's called. So that's like the blue one. And in this set, you've got different length of cable, but also 2 different needle tip size. So you've got these at the back are 8cm, or I think 3 inches, and 2 inches and 5cm, I think. You can see the difference. So if I only knit with the very small needle tip, that really hurts my hand. So what I do is I use one big and one smaller needle with a medium length cable, and that means I can usually knit on sleeves pretty like without pain. But it only goes from 3.5mm needles or US4 to US8 or 5mm needles, and so for some patterns that obviously don't fit in those needle size, then I do magic loop. And for my legs v-neck, for example, I used magic loop because it was knit on 5.5mm needles, which I guess is US9, maybe. And it's fine, but it just takes so much longer, I find. So it's not my favorite, but it works. But yeah, everyone, let us know what you prefer. Do you use DPNs, small circulars, or magic loop? Hello from England. Hi, Tracy. I have knitted the tonight top and the brightest tea. They're great pattern by Delicate Friends. I've been wanting to knit the tonight top so many times. I've seen it, I'm like in love with it. Then I'm like, will I really wear a short sleeve tee with a like roll neck or like high neck? I don't know what it's called. I don't know how practical it is, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I feel like if I make it and I end up wearing it and loving it, I would definitely make it again, for sure. And the brightest tea, I think that's on my like maybe list for one of my Make 9s, because in my Make 9 video I talked about wanting to knit a summer tee with one yarn that I have in stash, and I mentioned the Ivy Tee by Petite Knit, but I said in that video I don't think it would necessarily fit me, so I've been looking at other patterns, and a lot of people recommended Lily Kate Makes, and that's a designer that I would really like to try a few patterns from, and especially those 2 that you mentioned. So I love that that you love them. And the Monday sweater, yeah, that's a great basic. I have one as well. I need to block this. That's the one I never blocked. But I need to fix the sleeve because one of them is too short anyway. Or one of them is shorter than the other, I should say. But yeah, the Monday sweater, it's a good one for sure. Hi Mathilde from France, happy to see you're doing a live stream. Thank you for joining, really appreciate it. Ding Liddell, you never made it with stripes. Oh, okay. See, you could make a 4th one with stripes then. But yeah, I feel like I always love a striped pattern because you end up with kind of two patterns if you end up making it with us without striped ones and then with stripes, and it feels like two different projects. So yeah, that's funny. Bamboo DPNs. Okay, is that because bamboo makes the stitches not slip so much? Like wooden needles? I don't know. For sleeves, I prefer adding metal fixed 40 centimeters circulars, I think. But I need to be careful with my hands when knitting on small circumferences. Yeah, I understand, but 40 centimeters, sometimes that doesn't work for sleeves, especially when if the pattern has a lot of sleeve decreases afterwards. At the end, you can't use that, can you? Do you switch to magic loop then? I made a tonight top with the short collar as well. It's great under cardigans in the winter. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to look up the project page for that. I think I made a mistake and I did not do my, didn't do my increase. I knew that would happen. It's fine. Sorry. So, thank you. No worries. That exact set of shorts is on order. Bamboo DPNs are my second favorite. Okay, two are for bamboo DPNs. That's good to know. Maybe one day I'll try, but I'm a bit scared, to be honest. So let us know how you feel about the shorties once you have them. I have a tunic top on my needles at the moment as a gift for my spouse. They hate high colors, so I made it with the double knitted color. Ooh, okay, I'll definitely look up the Ravelry page for that, because that might be a good substitute. I feel like the tunic top is pretty similar to one of Sari Nordland's pattern, which I don't remember the name of, but I also love the look of. I remember one of the twins from those twins who knit. I think it was Rachel. She knitted it in a burgundy, and that looked gorgeous. I think that's the right one I'm thinking of. Maybe wrong. Yes, I switched to magic loop when the 40 centimeter didn't work anymore. Yeah, that's what I figured. That makes sense. I had a question for you guys, but I forgot what it was. What was it? Oh yeah. Let me know who your favorite knitting podcasters are, because I'm always on the lookout for new podcasts. Not necessarily new as in new really makers. People who have recently been making videos. I mean, like, new to me podcasters, because I feel like there are so many good ones. Like, I watch so many of them already, but I'm sure you guys have some gems that you watch as well that I would love for you to share if you feel like sharing. That would be lovely. I'm gonna drink a bit because this is making me thirsty. I think we're gonna stop in about 20 minutes because English is becoming tricky. Like, it's a bit late, so my brain is kind of starting to tire from speaking English. I always lose metal DPNs. I'm a loose knitter and they even drop from my knitting during knitting. During knitting, wow. Bamboo or wooden needles don't do that. The advantage of bamboo during travel. See, but I've managed to take metal needles on planes, so I feel like you have to be careful with that, and I would definitely lean more towards using bamboo or wooden needles on travel, but like, it can happen. Okay, let me do my increase before I forget again. What kind of increase it is? Is it make one right? Okay. Where was I? I started on DPNs, then tried Magic Loop and ended on Shorties. I can handle DPNs, Magic Loop takes ages. Shorties do sometimes hurt, but I also use combination of shorter and longer needle. Yeah, I think that's like a good combination to do sometimes. And like I even tried, I haven't mentioned that, but I tried the Chagu, like the yellow set of the Shorties, which has needles from 5mm to I think 8mm, but they only have one needle tip, and that really hurt my arm, so I returned it because it just wasn't working. So I feel like what I like about this needle set in particular is that you can do that combination of shorter and longer needle. I love Knits by Vilma. I don't remember how to say her name, but yeah, I really love her podcast as well. And I think she's started making designs, right? She's made a cabled jumper that's gorgeous. Wow, can't wait to see that being released. Marble, rosemary and pines, Cornish knitter. Okay, so many that I don't know. You, thank you. Kudova Kika and Sarah Nordland. I've been loving their like podcasts together. That it's really funny, and yeah, I love when podcasters, like when there are two podcasters in the same video, like the Twins Who Knit, Two Birds in a Pod, obviously, they're my fave. And yeah, Sarah Nordland and Kudova Kika. I really like when they like kind of bounce off each other, and you get a bit more variety. It's a hard word for me to say. I'm gonna say it again. Variety in the knitting as well, because obviously maybe they've got different tastes, different yarn preferences and stuff. So it's always really interesting, I find. I like Breathing Yarn. See, I don't think I've watched that either. Lovely Day Knits has been nice. Is that a podcast as well? Never heard of it either. I'm gonna have to write this down and like check everything afterwards. I'm always so impressed with your English. I could never dislike my branches at 4 p.m. Haha, but you're writing in English, so your brain is fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting tired though. It's taking a bit more brain power, so I think that's good to know for a future live stream. Les Garçons and Semele podcast. I've been loving Semele podcasts. I don't know if I would call them podcasts. I feel like they're more like vlogs, but like weekly vlogs. They're great. I only started watching them a couple of weeks ago, like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I kind of been watched the last few, and yeah, I think they're great. She's so funny. She knits so much colorful stuff that I would never knit for myself, but I love watching other people make, so yeah, it's always really interesting. Coucou Mathilde, one of my favorites is Sophie Knits Daily. Yeah, her knitting skills, yes, but her video making skills is amazing. I'm blown away by her skills. I haven't caught up her latest videos though, but yeah, I really like her as well. And I feel like she hasn't been making videos for or publishing them for that long, so uploading. See, that's my French coming through. Yeah, maybe I should share what my favorites are. I love 2000 in the Pod, obviously. Really enjoy them. Really enjoy them bouncing off each other. I really enjoy what's her channel name? I'm blanking. I should know this. Let me check. Morgan Unraveled. Completely blanked there. She hasn't posted in a while, but she's posted a video recently, or twice recently. So yeah, and I really love her videos because she makes podcasts but vlogs as well. I really enjoy watching knitting vlogs personally. So her, I really enjoy Knits by Kimberly. If you don't know her, she's a Dutch podcaster. I really enjoy Untitled Paintings videos. Sarah from Italy, she makes vlogs as well, but she also draws and paints, and she is like, her skills are amazing, but her vlogs are so chill in like the best possible way, so it's always so lovely to catch her videos as well. Let me make my increase. Yes, it's this way. And then who else? The swings unit, I love. Handmade by Florence. I wish she made more videos because I really enjoy not only her videos, but like I love that sometimes she talks about her own knitting patterns, but also her own designs. Like I really like that mix. There are so many good ones. Awesome Makes, yeah, I like Awesome Makes as well. I don't catch up with all of her videos, but I do really enjoy the like cinematography as well, like the color of the videos. I can't wait to get the tonight top, matcha jumper, and zipper sweater on my needles. That's exciting. That's a lot of projects. I may have a zipper sweater on my needles. That may have been something I cast on last weekend. Oopsie. That was like the one option that we can knit on tonight. Your podcast obviously such a good company. Thank you so much. That's really kind. I also really enjoy watching Two Pearls in a Pod. Me and my friend started our own podcast as well. We'll record our 4th episode next weekend. Is that the channel then? Mind the Knit, so that I can check it out. I've seen also someone else make a share her podcast on the Navy Cal. If you are you guys, any of you participating in the Navy Cal that Sandra and I are running on Instagram? And if you are, and if you're in the group chat, someone shared a podcast as well that they started, so I need to check that. That's on my to-do list for this weekend. Yeah, I always love when you guys, like when there are new knitting podcasters as well, because it's always like kind of a breath of fresh air as well. Oh, I also love, I forgot to say, but I also love Toxnit's videos, because she always has so many different projects on the needle. I'm always blown away. And Danish Musings, I really enjoy her podcast, because sometimes she knits things that I would never knit for myself, but I feel like they're always so well executed that I'm really keen to like see what she's working on. I feel like that's always a tricky thing. Like, do I want to watch people who have the same knitting taste as me, or do I want to watch things that I will never make for myself, but it's always so interesting to see anyways. I love the literary podcast. Yeah, me too. Actually, she posted a video I think today, and I need to watch that. I have my own channel for knitting, crafts and crafting. If you want to check it out, I will definitely check it out after the podcast, for sure. Can it knit blank stitches? Yeah, those are some good ones. I mean, I feel like we watch basically the same ones. Katie Snakes, I need to watch some of her videos because I haven't watched them lately. Like, there's so many, like it's tricky to find time to watch all of them. Lovely Day Knits, I don't know actually. Steady Knits, yeah, I really enjoy her as well. Terina, I'm really excited to catch up her latest video that she's posted recently, because I know she hadn't posted in a while. Sydney Graham, oh, she's one of my favorites, although she's only taken up knitting quite recently, but I love her videos. They're so good. Really good. Laura Penrose, of course, forgot to mention, but I love Laura Penrose's vlogs and podcasts. I watched every single one of her Vlogmas videos, and that was a really good time in December. That's always really lovely. Yes to everything that Ensign says. Yeah, me too. Basically, same. Thank you for this time. I have to put kids to bed now. Bye. Have a good night. I will check the channel. I also like watching the Norwegian knitter, and I'm always in awe of the amount of knitting she gets done in a week. Yeah, me too. It's insane, and she puts out so many videos as well that I have a backlog of things that I need to watch back. But yeah, she makes so many, and sometimes she shares about her like yarn stash and how she wants to stash bust, and then she manages to stash bust all of that yarn, and I'm like, how do you do that? You have a kid, you're pregnant, like how do you have the time? It's kind of crazy. But I think she knits very fast. Like, as you can see, I'm a pretty slow knitter, so yeah, amazing. We have a lot of the same favorites. Isaac and Breathing Yarn managed to be simultaneously interesting and soothing. Okay, I'll definitely check it out. That sounds like my cup of tea, for sure. Okay, we have time maybe for one more question. What should we talk about? What's your favorite yarn? Maybe that's always interesting. What is my favorite yarn? If I had to pick only one, and I'm thinking like favorite yarn, it can be a yarn combination. Like it can be merino and mohair, for example. I think if I were to pick only one, that's tricky. I love Peer Gynt, but I also have a like love-hate relationship with it because it does feel a bit, at least for me. I would really like to try it out holding it with a mohair because I feel like that would make me love it even more. I think that's the same thing for Gilead or Gilead by Dera Natura. I love that yarn. I mean, I'm going to talk more about it in the next podcast and the vlog, but I used it for my legs v-neck, and it is so lightweight, but it's really warm as well. So I've been really enjoying that yarn. But I think it peels. So I would also be really keen to try it out with a mohair to see how it held, how it holds up. Yeah, what have I done here? Very weird. Let me just fix that. Okay. The podcast shared in Navical was the Meadow Maker's View. Yeah, thank you for sharing that because I should have said that out loud. Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet, but it's in one of my tabs to check. I have so many tabs of videos to check, but yeah. I don't have one favorite brand, but I'm in love with Angora. That's really funny actually. I haven't knitted with Angora now as a like proper knitter because I tried knitting when I was 12, but I didn't end up knitting more than a scarf. But my grandma had bought Angora yarn to make us scarves, and that was so soft. And I was at a fair, like a yarn market kind of thing in August, I would say, last year, near where I live, and there was Angora yarn for pretty cheap considering it was Angora yarn, and I didn't buy it, and I kind of regret it because yeah, that would make for such a fluffy, cozy accessory. Do you use it for sweaters? Because I don't know that I would use it for sweaters. I don't know how it holds up. Right now, I think it must be Rama Fevel, but I also love Sanders Pigant and Roundmouth. You know, yeah, I would really like to try Rama's yarns, but I feel like it would definitely become a favorite of mine. It is like Luna and Retrosara, Rosa Poma Matisse, two of my faves that I discovered in 2025. Also, Lamana Como is almost like cashmere, it's so soft. Oh, I didn't think it was that soft, but I'm really keen to try this yarn, but it's not that easy to find in France, I don't think. And the Ilisvag Luna, really want to try that out. I think I've seen people use it with a mohair for the Froya sweater by Ingrid Dib, which is like an all-over cable sweater. That's absolutely gorgeous, and I would really like to try that pairing for a cable sweater. I think that would be gorgeous. And the Matisse is quite a new release, right? I think it was released late last year, so definitely I would love to try some Red Rosa Pomar. That's hard to say. For sure, but I would love to go to Lisbon to go to their yarn shop. I mean, maybe one day. I used Angora lace yarn as a substitute for mohair. Okay, I didn't think they did lace weight Angora yarn, so that's interesting. Do you have a yarn brand to recommend for this? It worked really well. You have a smaller halo, but it is very, very soft. Yeah, Angora yarn is like incredibly soft, I would say. Would love a whole video on yarn combos. Sanders Gun Pigant is my favorite at the moment, but also having fun with Lana Gatto VIP. I have never tried Lana Gatto's yarn, so would also be really keen to try it. What do you mean by yarn combos? Like, because I think there are two different types of video I can make. I can make like what yarn combos I love personally to make that I've used and made, but then that wouldn't be that many because I haven't used that many yarn together. Or is it what could be great, but then I couldn't really say if it is or not because I haven't necessarily used them. And I don't know if that would make a good video. So I think if I were to make that video, I would need to wait a little bit until I've tried more yarn combination. But I could definitely write that down for future. Okay, for Merino Held Double. I love that it's soft but does not peel at all. See, I've wanted to try that yarn combination like Held Double, but I haven't managed yet to like pull the trigger because that would make quite an expensive sweater, but I think one day I'll have to try because I've heard it is amazing. So I feel like that's such a good like DK alternative, heavy DK I would say, but yeah. For Angora yarn there is a German shop called, I'm not gonna pronounce that. They sell different weight and they raise and shear their rabbits. Oh, that's really lovely. I'll check it out. Thank you for letting us know. If anyone has a fave Silk that we can use instead of mohair, please let me know. I've loved using Olivia Noliva Fibers Silk, but that's hand-dyed, so that's a bit expensive. But I feel like that's so incredibly soft. It's amazing. I just started knitting a year ago and didn't use the same twice, but so far I love the Mungo by Rosa Pomar. Bit hard for the finger, but the finishing is amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of this yarn base, so that's interesting. I will definitely write it down as well. Either would be fun, maybe a list of trusted combos and how you'd go about picking combos you haven't tried it. That's a really good idea. Thank you for giving me that idea. I'll write it down. I think that could be good. Let me make my increase before I forget. Otherwise we're gonna end up with two very different bodice panel here. Okay. I think once I finish this row, we're gonna finish the stream, if that's okay for you guys. But thank you so much for being here, and like it's so lovely to chat with you and to talk about all of this. I was thinking we could do these live streams a bit frequently. I don't know at which frequency, but maybe at least once a month, maybe twice a month, and we could do either knitting chats like this, or we could do like how do you say that, like maybe go look for rivalry projects together, like maybe you guys give me a theme and we go on a hunt for a specific project, or maybe when I have a new yarn that I want to use but I don't know which project yet, so maybe we can check that out together as well. I don't know, I think that could be really, really fun. So let me know if you enjoyed this stream, if you've got any ideas for things that we could chat about, because obviously we need to chat whilst we do this. Let me know if you like the setup or if you would rather have a different view. I mean, I haven't showed you, but I can show you now. We could do this view as well. maybe that I would need to go this way. But that way you can see the knitting a bit more clearly. It's not the greatest video. This one isn't the greatest quality, but maybe that's better for you. Lana Gross's Sitara Suri is great for lace weight silk. That's good to know. Thank you for sharing. The stream has been so nice. Thank you so much, Sandra. I'm so glad we did this. Would you consider doing a virtual knitting club? What do you mean? I mean, I would love to, but like, would it be a virtual knitting club, like a live stream that we would make every, like, for example, every Tuesday, and that would be our knit night? That could be really fun. Oops, I lost my stick marker. Thank you for the stream. It was really nice spending the evening with the community here. Yeah, it's so lovely that we can all share together, like not just me, but even you guys talking to each other. That's really lovely as well. Thanks for the stream. It felt like a little midnight. Yeah, exactly. That would be so lovely if we could do this quite often. I feel like I would need to do it also maybe sometimes in the weekend for other people to join, like from other parts of the world. I think attending the videos every 15 minutes or so would be great. That's a good idea. I love watching you knit. English side is so relaxing to watch. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm really slow when I knit like this, so I hope that's okay. This was really fun. Thank you so much, Mathilde. Thank you guys. Okay, I'm almost done with my row. Not quite. But yeah, I really appreciated having this time. I'm really glad I managed to figure out how to do it because I've been wanting to for a while. And yeah, I hope to have a video out next week for you if I feel better. If not, maybe we can do another live stream. Zoom call, for example, like you say, for example, have a knit night together. Yeah, true. Well, maybe we can sort that out. Maybe I can create a Discord or something if you guys would like that, and then we can do knit nights or over Zoom call or something. I don't know how many people we can be on the Zoom call, but maybe Discord could work. Okay. Let me make my increments. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Really appreciated it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.